Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Hey, Goonie
Happy
on the chat.
Saturday.
Hey, happy Saturday, happy Saturday. Uh, Travis and hey, Sean, how you doing? And hey, Amy or Amira, there you are. All right, well, everybody is just on time, so I'll go ahead and I will stop the music. Um, All right. Well, I thought we're going to have a new person join us uh, tonight. They responded during the week on the Discord, and I asked them to show up a few minutes early so that we could get their character done, but they did not do that. So they may not be showing up tonight after all. Um, but we will see. Unless it's somebody that doesn't know how to tell time zones apart, um, and thinks that 7:30 means 7:30 anywhere, and they may be on the West Coast, for all I for all I know. Yeah, Goonie. Okay. I don't know whether I shut off the music just about the time you got on, um, and or at least just about the time I noticed you. So I don't know whether there was music there, and it was kind of low. So, all right, everyone, welcome to. Uh-oh, what happened to Sean? Oh, there he is. He's back. Okay. Um, Welcome to the Lost Mine of original D&D, and tonight we have reached a mini milestone in our game. It is session 10. And this is a session I would like to call the Glassstaff Ultimatum. Last time we were on this here stream, our party had fought um, a bunch of folks who were sent from Redbrands to attack their camp, and the party and the party's allies successfully fought off those attackers, killing almost all of them except for one person who they allowed to run away almost dead. And a few hours later, a terrified girl from the village, or the village from Sealsey, came with a note, and the note said that the glass staff would like to talk to them. In fact, the glass staff that knows where they can find the person they are looking for and knows who has them, and will be happy to divulge that information with just one little teeny tiny price in return. They have to bring him the head of Sildar Hallwinter. Sildar, who has been a companion of the party since they rescued him from the goblins. And, well, at least initially, it didn't seem like the party was too interested in that. So I think where we left it was they were going to have to try to figure out what to do about this ultimatum from the Glassstaff. So, Amy, Theolis, and Tomas, what would you guys like to do here? What is going on? I need to put a little symbol here on Clark. I also need to go do this so that we can see his. And apparently I need to do that here as well because nobody can see Tomas either. All right. Okay, let me refresh this because that should have updated. Oh, weird. Weird. Okay. I'm not sure why that's not showing. Okay. So, players, welcome. And what would you like to do with this ultimatum that you have been given?
ShaunR, how attached are you to your head on a scale of like 1 to 10?
Oh, well, I like it very much. I want to keep it on my shoulders if it's all the same to you.
Okay, so I guess that's out of the question.
I got an idea.
It could make it painless.
Yeah, but you see, Gundren owes me money, and I want to collect.
No wonder he wants you dead.
Pardon?
No wonder people want you dead.
Oh, Amy, I'm a little offended hearing that out of you guys. I mean, Clark, don't you think that's a little offensive? Clark says, well, I don't know. I think the Empress kind of makes the rules. So, I mean, hey, Mistress Amy, I would prefer that you not say such things about me, but, if you have to say them about other people, I guess that's your prerogative.
To take heads. Let's not be giving our heads away to people for no reason. I think I may have an idea that would give us an advantage.
Sildar appears all ears about that. He's looking at you very attentively.
Glass staff expects us to show back up at the Sleeping Giant Inn to parlay with a head to offer. However, he doesn't know that we know where the Brown Pants hideout is. Yes, they have a name for themselves I don't like very much. I prefer to call them the Brown Pants. I say we take the fight to them, we attack their hideout, and then we negotiate from the point of an advantage.
And Clark scratches his chin thoughtfully, and he says, well, General Theolis, you make a good point. We know for a fact that the Redbrand's numbers have been thinned lately. So perhaps with our full forces here and with the guidance of Lord Mustard here, Empress Amy, if I may be so bold as to call him Lord Mustard, with Lord Mustard here, he is our guide to the inner workings and avoiding the traps, as certainly a devious band of outlaws would have traps. I was very proud of that dam that I constructed. But be that as it may, we will have to determine what traps we can make at Castle Cragmaw when we retake it. But for now, I like this plan. We can go spill Brown Pants blood. That's a good one, Theolis. And we can make our friend, the town master, safe in his own town once again. I'm sure he would like that. But, Empress Amy, what say you? And General Tomas, I would hear your counsel on this plan as well.
Okay. We can await Amy's response.
I'm all for the easy way out, but I guess since we can't kill ShaunR, we should go with the other plan, which is just sneak attack.
Yes, yes. I happen to know that Dill and Relish and Spoink are very skilled in the arts of sneaking and subterfuge. And my size may belie it, but my race is pretty good at sneaking around too. So, what is going to be our plan? How would we like to approach this? I believe that we have drawn a crude map that we can reference. Let us go and take a look at this crude map, and then perhaps our friend Mustard can give us some more details that would be of use to us. So, as I see it, we have the manor over here, and there are several routes by which we might approach it. What would you all propose as our method of ingress? Oh, my brain hurts using a word that big.
Let's see. So yeah, we decided we're gonna go after the brown pants, right?
I believe that's
Mhm.
what everybody has said, and Amy has suggested that we do this stealthily. So,
Good idea. Have you been to the manor yet? I'm asking
Okay.
Amira and
you guys all scouted it. You remember you were in the woods over here, and you saw.
Oh, right.
You saw this back entry that was kind of like down here somewhere in the
Right.
woods. So you know there's that tunnel, and then also, from the layout of the town that this road that goes right past the sleeping giant goes right up to the front door. But that is a road, and it's kind of exposed, so that doesn't seem like it would be the most stealthy. So you have two ways that you know about, and then perhaps you could think of other ways, or you could ask questions of Mustard and see if he knows of anything else. So, time for you guys to sort of strategize.
Right. I'm thinking this is just my thought. I'm going to approach Theolis and Amira with this, and I think that tunnel might be the way to go. Unless you think of another way.
I'd prefer the front door to a tunnel, but that wouldn't be much of a sneak attack, would it?
No, they would see us coming for a while.
What if they're friendly? All we have to do is knock.
Yeah, I don't think these guys are friendly. If they're part of the Red Cloaks, Redbrands. What say you, Theolis?
Just itching to finish them off, but I'd say we steer clear of the town itself, given the variety of individuals we have in our party, and we don't want anybody any the wiser. Stay south of the town, approach through the cover of the forest, through the tunnel. The element of surprise on our benefit, and eventually that'll give Lady Amira the best advantage when she has to face the glass staff. Because only a magic user can really take on a magic user, I believe.
I mean, we still
Right.
bleed if we get stabbed.
Yeah, right. Right. But if you hang back and let us tank for you, then you'll be able to get your spells in.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we're kind of. That sounds like a plan to me.
The mustard. I'm sure he's aware of more that's inside than we know, and as best prepared as we can be before we enter would be as much benefit to all of us. I think all of us want to keep our head, not just Sildar.
Right. Yeah, we can joke around, but yeah, we can't. We're not going to take our fellow adventurer's head. I was thinking we could do a substitute and send that in, but I don't think I'll be fooling anybody.
And if Mustard is, if you guys are looking at Mustard, are you all looking at him and asking him for his input at this point?
Yes, I'd say it seems to be a consensus that we're going to try the tunnel entrance. So
Okay.
I need him.
we've made Mustard.
Okay,
Go ahead, Amira.
We kind of need mustard.
Okay, well, Mustard will say, yes, the tunnel to the forest, that is guarded usually only on the forest side. They don't have any guards on the inside. So if you approach that and you see that if we approach that and we see that there are guards there, we take them out, there will not be, or there should not be, any more. And then he looks at Clark and he says, Your Majesty, you should know that there are 3 of your race who have pledged themselves to the Black Staff. And he looks at Dill and he says, and there's one of your kind as well that serves the 3 of them. And Clark scoffs and he says, oh, 1 servant for 3? Pah! They are so poor. They cannot even afford a full servant each. I have many servants. If they are that poor that they cannot intimidate more goblins into serving them, well then, maybe I will have some bugbear servants before it's all over. And Dill says, Yeah, Your Majesty, yeah. And the other goblins, they just nod. Yeah, Relish and Spoink, they're yeah, Your Majesty. Oh, yeah. You can get them on your side. And he says, well, yes, I could. Yes, I could. Well, I think we will deal with them. And Mustard says, well, other than that, you should know there are a total of well, as of the time you faced my brothers and I, there was a total of maybe 20 of us. Some of them fell, and more fell today here at the camp. I don't think that the glass staff will be able to replace the numbers so quickly. If we act now, I do think we stand a chance of finding their numbers lower. There are two special traps that you must beware of. One is mechanical, the other is natural. When you go into the tunnel, or when you emerge from the tunnel, you will come into a large chamber that has a ravine, is all I can call it. A ravine that runs down the middle. I don't know why, but it looks like the result of old earthquake damage. Perhaps that's why the house is in disrepair and was abandoned. But if you look to the ceiling, straight ahead of you, as you emerge from the tunnel, you will see something slick. Do not go walk under it. It is a slime monster, and the glass staff has it fed so that it stays there. But if you walk under it, it will attack you. So avoid that area if you can. And then further into the complex, there is a chamber where the glass staff holds prisoners. It is beyond some double doors. And in that hallway leading to the double doors, there is a trap on the floor. You have to know how to disarm it before you cross it, or else it's a pit that will open and drop you onto spikes below.
Do you know how to disarm it?
Yes. I know how to make it safe so that we can cross. We have to take food to the prisoners and their guards.
Oh,
Okay,
when should we go?
Well, Mustard doesn't really have any opinion of that. He just thinks that the sooner you go, the better. Because if you delay a few days, he may be able to, he or the bugbears or the goblin may be able to, go somewhere and find some reinforcements and shore up the defenses of their hideout.
Okay. And my thanks to Mustard, and they appreciate the info, and that will help us greatly identify all this and keep us out of trouble. So who is going to be accompanying us on this this battle? I looked around in the circle.
I think that's up to you guys to decide. If you tell all the NPCs you want them to come, they will come. If you decide that you want some of them to stay behind and some of them to come with you, then that could be the case as well.
Well, Theolis, Amira, numbers surely would help us. At this point, too many numbers maybe too much noise, and there will go our surprise. What do you think?
Information we just learned from Mustard, I would advise that Clark stay close to Lady Amira.
Like a personal bodyguard?
Exactly.
And who is this guy again? Is that her?
No, well,
charm?
Mustard is the Redbrand that she charmed.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. So, yeah, right. And that's this guy here?
That's Mustard, yes.
Very pinged? Yeah. So, okay. I didn't know who that was. Okay. Alrighty. So, yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
And that's why
Blarg.
Because...
There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think, Sildar? Will he be accompanying us? Since
the best way to keep his head safe on his shoulders is with
I would kind of like
look after it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I would kind of like to go with you because he threatened my head. I would like to let him know in person what I think of people who threaten my head.
Mm-hmm.
And Albon and Barker say, well, we're up for going. And then somebody asked the question, I don't think you all had a full long rest after the battle. So if you want to, you could perhaps take a long rest, get the healing from that, and then go try to deal with it. I want to say, I know that during the battle, Amy was running around and was doing healing, and I think that people applied some healing after the battle as well. But you all haven't had that one additional point of health that gets recovered from a rest. And I think you also are owed not owed just yet because you haven't finished the job. Okay. Somebody was going to give you healing potions for dealing with the Redbrands, but
yeah, we haven't completed it.
Yeah.
You could rest now and attack early in the morning before the sun's up.
Yes.
We could do that.
We could go under the cover of darkness, and that would have the additional benefit that while the town master is aware of Dill and Relish and Spoink and myself, the rest of the humans in that town are not. So if we went before dark when their eyes are still blind, we can sneak past the town without raising any undue alarm from our allies or Lady Amira, Empress Amira, should I say, from our future subjects.
Okay, so the plan is defeat the brown pants, defeat the mirror, defeat the befriend the witch in the forest.
Okay. All right.
Everyone's on board, right?
That's Empress.
Sounds good to me.
So we start with the brown pants, and we'll see from there. We'll take stock once we've accomplished A. Then we'll look at B.
E is very important. I think we should do it.
Yeah, and from the absolute spine of steel that you have seen from the town master, you know that's going to be just a bloody conquest, trying to
be a real fight,
trying to defeat him.
Okay, so
All right, so
overnight rest, I guess.
we're going to head on over to the town at this point. And head to the hideout. Is that what I'm hearing?
Did we get our rest? Yeah.
Okay. So get the rest. All right. So everybody will go ahead and we will add a point to everyone's health that needs it. All right. Oh, and look at that.
How's Travis?
Whoops.
Welcome back.
And then, okay, I'm hearing something crunchy on somebody's mic, and I'm not sure whose it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, Amira, you muted and it went away. I don't know. Are you on a Bluetooth mic or something tonight?
Nope.
Okay.
It's not me. I'm not eating anything.
Okay. All right. So you guys have had a long rest. Your whatever recovers on a long rest recovers, which is mainly just hit points, and for the spellcasters, spells. In this particular edition, we've been hit and miss with healing, but there are a couple of people who are injured. Does anybody want to attempt any healing before we set out? Or nobody is bloodied. Everybody is above half. And Albon and Barker and Sildar, none of them are shirking from the battle.
If we have the opportunity, I need to go ahead and make at least a single attempt at using a healing kit on myself. I'm just above bloodied by a point.
Okay. Barker and or Albon would volunteer to assist with that if you would want them to, but you want to try on yourself first.
Right. Please.
Nice.
All right. Great.
Skills.
There you go.
Okay. Well, okay, so now Tomas, were you trying to heal Theolis?
Yes,
And
I am
Amy,
actually. I'm good.
And Amy, were you trying to heal Theolis? Because if so, then you can roll 1d3 3 times and see what you get.
If it's 3 1s, I'd be so sad.
Oh,
Take 3 hit points. Yeah, that would be fantastic. 3 points is better than no points.
Yeah.
And nobody got a 20, so I'm not going to be any worse off.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, everybody succeeded because Amy got under her total because she's got that high intelligence. So do you remember how to do that /R space 1d3? And do that 3 different times, and then we'll see what you get for recovering hit points.
Who's rolling?
It's /R D
/R space 1d3.
Oh.
Like that. it doesn't show.
Oh, yeah, I see it. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 2, and then I guess Amy, you can do the 1d3, and Tomas, you can do the 1d3, and see how many points you guys give him.
Right.
Okay, you get 3 from Amy.
Sweet. Thank you.
So that's 5. And then Tomas. Hey, you get 2 from him. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Total of 7. So it looks like.
Very much for your blessings.
Yeah, all right. Oh, well, then in that case, I think you're at full. Okay,
Yep.
because you can't heal beyond full. So, all right. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then we will all head out. I'm just going to copy your tokens, and I am going to move them over to this map. All right, and paste them here. And yes, this looks like a blank battle map. But just imagine, if you will, that that the area okay. Oh, whoops. That's not. I don't want a box.
I'm gonna pop out for a second. It's I'm not seeing anything.
Okay. Oh, whoops. Because oh, okay. Yes. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's go ahead and zoom this out. And we will do a quick little drawing here.
There it is.
This whole area is just woods. Okay. And then there's this area, which is the face of the cliff and a tunnel going into the cliff. And then kind of in here, well, you obviously know what we're going to have next. We're going to have, oh, whoops. Okay. We're going to have a bunch of these. We're going to have a bunch of these little individual happy trees that are here. Okay. That are part of the forest, because trees provide cover. And then we are going to have two guys here. Okay, now this is not to scale. So we'll say, okay, I'm going to do this just for the sake of letting people know what's what. Okay, Between those black lines and the wall is to scale. Everything between the black line and you is not to scale. So, you guys can deploy as you would like to try to get hidden where the Redbrands may not be able to see you. And I'll give you all a chance to sort of make a dex check just to be sure you don't like step on a loud twig and snap it. But there's some room between you and that wall, so the forest is pretty thick, so you would have a good opportunity to avoid. Okay, good. Theolis did well. Tomas did well. Oh, Amy.
He floats.
Amy is a ghost. All right. Let's find out with what are these guys? What is there? Okay, what is there? Okay. Oh yeah, so Mustard is going to. Okay, yeah. Mustard makes it with no problem. And then let's do Goblin. Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, the goblins, they are kind of over here because Clark has been talking to them. And as goblins are wont to do, they start to disagree with each other. And in their disagreeing with each other, they start to raise their voices. And as they raise their voices, they kind of draw attention to themselves. And so the Redbrands seem to be distracted looking over that way, and they're like, "Hey, you goblins, shut up! Somebody's gonna hear!" And the goblins are like, "No, shut up yourself!" And Clark looks over at Amy and just sort of rolls his eyes. And so these guys, they do have at least one goblin ally, so they apparently are not aware that these are goblins that are not part of their group. So, given that that is a distraction, what would you all like to do? You can tell Sildar is kind of, he's got his hand on his weapon, like he just wants to go kill something.
Oh.
Who do we have that has ranged attack?
I believe one of you has a bow.
You can call it that.
Well, one of you has a sling, but one of you, I think, has a bow. If you look on your...
Yep, I do.
That,
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I got a shirt.
I think Tomas, he just
I would
got
like to give
bow in the last fight, didn't he?
Full
Yeah.
surprise.
I'd like to give a soft call over to Ripper, and do I have control over
this? Would be a good time for Tomas to.
Yeah, Tomas, actually, that's a curious thing. Ripper went into your tent before all of the attack happened from the Redbrands last night.
Mhm.
And then at some point, when you woke up because of the commotion that started, he was gone. But then after the battle, he eventually came back in and curled back up and slept the rest of the night in there. Because you had gotten the impression he had gone into Clark's tent, but then at some point he came back to your tent. So, he.
Okay, so go ahead.
So he's kind of looking at you like, okay, what do you want?
Okay, so I will say, just sit tight, boy. We're gonna hang out here for a little bit, see what's what.
His tail just sort of wags. He does that little thing
Okay.
where he lifts the his front lip a little bit, where it looks like he's almost grinning or smiling.
I give him a scratch behind the ear, say, get ready for a fight.
Okay. Yeah, his tail is just sort of going now.
All right. That's all I'm gonna do. Maybe I will ready my bow.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, Theolis, you've got one person readying their bow. Amy, what are you gonna do? You've got Mustard there, and Sildar is pretty close by. So, what do you want? What do you want them to do? Amy, are you with us?
Obviously, I'm just going to calmly walk towards the thing. Everyone else is doing all this and going around.
To walk towards.
Walk towards
Where now?
the tunnel.
I tell you what.
I don't think that's a good idea. We're
Okay.
we're stealth right now.
Theolis, it looks like Amy is starting to move forward, and Sildar just kind of looks at you. His eyes are wide, and he's kind of got a death grip on his sword hilt.
So far, it's time to roll initiative.
Oh,
We have surprise.
Okay, and
Okay, go
you
ahead.
sort of give a nod. Sildar pulls his weapon, looks over at Clark, and nods. And then Sildar looks over to Albon and Barker and nods again. And they start moving. And Sildar starts moving, and Clark starts moving. And yes, we can go ahead and we can roll initiative now. For those of you joining us on the stream that are not familiar with this particular edition of D&D, I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to put it here, hopefully in a way that it won't cover up the actual battle mat. And what happens with this is each side rolls initiative. So I am going to roll initiative using one of these Redbrand ruffians for the enemies. And okay, so there we go. And then I will invite either Amy or Theolis or Tomas, whoever wants to roll initiative for the party. So one of you guys can go ahead and roll. Ooh. The bad guys get a 6.
Who thinks they can top or match?
I'll go for it.
You're one.
Anybody that has a bonus on their
Oh,
hey,
Oops.
Tomas.
Wow! Oh my God!
well,
Tomas.
high is good this time, right?
High is good
Alright.
this time, yes. So
Okay.
all right. Then we'll put that in descending order. So that means that the party will get to go first. And as we always do, Mystic Voice of the Universe doesn't control your allies. You kind of deploy them as you see fit. They are starting to move forward. Mustard is gonna run up behind Amy. Mustard is just sticking with Amy. And so wherever he goes, or wherever she goes, he goes, unless Amy tells him otherwise. So let's start with Tomas, since you are furthest away from the action.
Okay.
It's go time. So what would you like to do in terms of movement? Because you guys don't need to do morale checks.
I'm gonna like to. I think I can move up to here. Me and Ripper would like to move up to here, and I think there is line of sight here. We're just gonna stay right back here. I'm still within a decent amount of range with the short bow.
So move your token where you want to be, or do you not want to move at all?
I'm gonna stay right here because if I move it here, I could be line of sight over here. So
Okay. All right.
I'm just gonna stay in.
Okay. So Theolis. Let's say you have Albon and Barker and Sildar that you can deploy as you wish along with yourself. What would you like to do for movement? Whoops. Did we lose somebody?
I stepped out
No,
and
I
back
see
in
you.
for a second. I can't hear Tomas. I can hear everybody else, but him.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then he's just staying put then. Tomas is staying put. So, what about you? Yeah, and I was saying that I'm going to let you decide what to do with Sildar, Albon, and Barker.
We go with a broad range.
Huh? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was talking out loud. I would put each one up to a tree.
Okay. So they're going to run up here.
I thought we were going to go with, yeah.
Okay.
And Barker to the first one, Albon, and then, well, actually, we'll have Sildar stick with Amy, and as she approaches, he stays with her.
Okay. All right. And then for yourself, are you moving or are you going to stay put?
For myself, I don't know how to describe it. If they decide to engage with Amy, then I'm moving into attack, but I'm not until she instigates. Or does that make sense?
It makes sense. Remember in this one that movement always happens before melee. So you can hold your movement until you see what Amy's going to do. But if Amy walks up there and then on their attack move they attack her, it's going to be next round before you can move up. So
well,
you can move
okay, I
up
see
with
what you're
Amy.
saying.
Yeah, you can move up with Amy if she moves, or you can.
There's no if. It's gonna be when I move.
Okay, all right.
Right.
So then why don't we just
Then-
resolve that by going on to Amy and say, Amy, what are you
Yeah.
doing for your movement? Where are you going? As apparently
They seem like
Sildar
polite,
and
nice,
Mustard are following
reasonable
you.
people. So I'm just gonna go say hi.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. So Sildar will come up, and Mustard will come up, and Theolis will come up. Now that you are coming up there, what would you like Clark and the goblins to do?
What's
You asking?
Amy.
what's Clark's movement?
They all have like 40 feet of movement. Clark can get right in this guy's grill. He can get up to either one of them actually. And the goblins can get up to. All three goblins can reach this first guy on the left here. Clark can get to any of them.
Let's have Clark move like here, and the goblins, they could probably go there. We can take them both out.
Okay, so Clark comes running up. The goblins come running up. And these guys go, "Wait a minute, who are you?" And they suddenly look, okay, yeah, I guess actually the problem is I don't have him in an actual space. So let me move him to an actual space. There we go. So yeah, they come running up there. That's the movement. Ranged weapons. Tomas, you are a ranged weapon unless Amy wants to use her sling. Would you like to shoot at one of these Redbrands?
I would.
Okay.
Yep.
They are humans. The goblins are goblins. So with this guy here, he is not blocked from view. Unfortunately, this guy is blocked from view because of Clark. Okay, Tomas, it's past movement, so you gotta stay in the square.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, so oh, shoot. Yeah, that's right. So I won't be able. Can I shoot through the tree here, or these are just a bunch of trees, or?
You can shoot. I'm gonna give you, because you're behind the tree, I'm gonna give you a -4 penalty.
-4.
On your attack roll. So whatever you roll for your attack, -4, and we'll see if you hit their armor class. Which is not great, but... Oh, you hit armor class 6. So actually you'd hit armor class 10. Unfortunately, that's not going to hit because that tree is in the way. So, all right, that's ranged weapons. Okay, Amy, for your benefit, it's time for spells. Do you want to use any spells on these fellows?
Saving them.
Saving them? Okay. Then it's melee. So, I guess we have 3 goblin attacks that they are pulling out their little short swords, and it looks like they plan to just skewer this guy if they can. Do you guys have any objection to skewering? Or
None from this.
Would you prefer
that keeps the coin out of the man's pockets?
Okay. There's no fire to kebab him on.
Okay, so first goblin hits an AC 13, that'll miss. Second goblin hits an AC 12, that'll miss. Third goblin hits an AC 16, they all miss. Okay, they are missing.
No, I'll hit them.
Yeah, they are missing all of that drill work that Z was going to do with them and hasn't gotten around to doing. So then we have Clark. Okay, so and Clark is going to come on. Clark is going to attack with his Morning Star. And he hits an AC 3, which will hit for 5 points of damage. And that will bloody this guy. So this guy is now bloodied. All right. So that's the end of your turn. Now it is the turn of the Redbrands. And the Redbrands look and realize, oh crap, this is a huge attack. They are sorely outnumbered. So they they normally have to do or they have an a morale check in their future. And normally they have a morale of, let's see, what is their morale normally? Their morale is normally, okay, that. But seeing this being sorely outnumbered, they are going to have a slightly worse morale. So they are going to need to beat normally it's a morale of 10 because they're fairly well disciplined. But in this case, I'm going to give them a 6 because of the being outnumbered. Okay, 8. That's too high. So they are not interested in fighting further. They both kind of put their hands up, and the one guy puts a hand over the big gash on his head from the Morning Star that Clark just gave him. The other guy drops his weapon and puts his hand up and they say, "Oh, don't kill us, we give up. And they are going to beg for mercy. And then that means that, that means that unless you guys continue to press the attack, we're out of initiative. So, would you want to keep attacking, or would you want to?
On a surrender, I would suggest we tie them up. However, it's not my call.
No, it sounds like a plan. And we can interrogate him maybe if there's anything that Mustard didn't tell us. We could garner any other information. How many is inside? Yeah, we don't want to torture him or anything. What do you want? What do you guys want to do?
I like the idea of tying them up.
Hello?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess you still can't hear Tomas because Tomas was talking.
No.
And
I heard him.
Okay. Yeah. Something weird. I tell you what. Go on to Discord and over in the voice channel, right click on Shaun and see if you have what his user volume is, or if you have him muted for some reason or whatever.
Can you say something, Shaun? Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay.
Test.
All right.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
For some reason, it muted you during. I can hear you loud and clear now.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Now we're good.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So, Shaun, go ahead and repeat what you said, if you can recall, about
Oh,
these guys?
sure. Yeah, I think we should tie him up and do a little interrogation. I don't think we need to do any waterboarding or anything or torture, but let's see what information we can get. Sound like a plan?
Sure.
We don't have any water around. Guess we can't do waterboard.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Besides, I don't think
Convention. It's banned and prohibited.
Yeah.
In some places.
Yeah, the elves are not big fans of waterboarding. The elves are fans of what they call sap boarding. What
Icky.
they will
Man.
what they will do is they will tie somebody up, and they will have a large cauldron that is filled with congealed sap, tree sap, and they will hang that. Kind of where it's tipped over a person that's tied down to a table, and then they put a brazier on a platform and raise it up so it's right underneath the cauldron, and they start letting that heat up and heat up and heat up, and of course as the sap heats up, it begins to not be congealed anymore, and it also starts bubbling and getting boiling hot. And so then it's a matter of how long does the person want to wait before the boiling hot sap pours down on them. That is what the elves prefer. They don't go for the waterboarding. So, all right. So you guys disarm these guys. You're going to tie them up, and somebody's going to question them. So we will say that they are tied up and they are disarmed.
Right.
So now who's going to lead the questioning?
I can give it a shot.
Okay, one of the
Then-
goblins will come over here, and the other two will be over here by this guy.
Right. So, first question is, how many other guards are just inside the tunnel?
There's. Ow, man, my head. Well, inside there's. I don't know. There's 6 or 8 of us plus our allies, and he looks at Clark and looks at the goblin and says, like these.
Okay. And can I tell if he's telling the truth or not?
Let's take a quick peek here. There's a skill called Detect Deception, and I need to look up what stat that is related to if you don't have it trained. I think it is it's wisdom. So you can make a wisdom check to see if you can tell whether or not he's lying. Oh,
Right.
yeah, it's a pretty good result. Yeah, you think he's being pretty truthful.
Good deal. All right. So, how long you guys been out here?
Oh, we had the last watch we're out here for a couple of more hours before the morning watch comes out. The boss wants this way watched around the clock now.
For what reason?
Well, I guess he was worried that somebody like you guys might come. I don't think he expected it to be such a big group, though.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. All right. Is there any passwords that you are to give to when you do a shift change?
Passwords? No. I mean, we just recognize each other. I mean, I'd know if it's Talag or Eider or, Gledrar or whoever that was coming out here. I could tell. I don't need any passwords.
Passwords. Okay. All right. What about if you raise the alarm? What's the alarm? You just yell out? Is there a code? Is there?
No. We just yell attackers at the tunnel. But you guys snuck up on us so quick, we didn't have a chance to yell.
Yeah, nod in my head. Okay. All right. Do you know where this glass top is at?
The last I saw, he was in his. He was heading back to his study. But I didn't see him. I haven't seen him since about the since most everybody turned in last night, or since I turned in last night. I haven't seen him this morning, so I suppose he was still in his chambers.
Okay. Well, I turned to Theolis and the rest, and that's all the questions I have. You guys have anything you want to add?
It sounds like you got everything that we needed to know. Tie them and stash them, and the goblins can have any coins they find in their pockets.
Cool.
And okay, so the goblins are like, hey, we get to loot them.
And takes the cloaks.
And so, yeah, they pull their cloaks off. And then where do you want them to tie them up? You want them to tie them up right where they are? Or you want them to tie them up by a tree? Or
probably over here near the tree where Barker is. That way they're clear of the tunnel. And...
Okay, all right. Well, they will bring this guy over here, and then of course Barker and Albon will come up here, and then this goblin will take this guy over here, and they'll just sort of get them tied up right next to this tree. And then, do you want the goblins to stand guard, or do you want the goblins to come with you?
The means to cut the ropes. I think the brown pants will be fine next to the tree, so we'll have the goblins come with us.
Okay, all right. So they will go ahead and come back, and then you all, are you all gonna go ahead and head in? And what about a marching order? Who's gonna go first? Because while the entrance of this tunnel is about 10 feet wide, you can see that it narrows pretty quickly and gets down to just about 5 feet wide. So it's just wide enough for one person to walk at a time.
Is it dark? Is it torchlit?
There's torches about every 20 feet. Actually, it's not torches. It's oil lanterns that are turned down low, so that it just provides enough of like a little illumination that you can see the path. You figure that when it's daylight outside, if you ran into this, it would get pretty dim, and you might kind of get that day to night blindness for a few seconds. But since it's early morning, you can see the tunnel going back in there, and you can see the glow of the little lanterns on. It's maybe there's one on one side, and then about 20 feet down the corridor, there's another one on the other side, and this corridor goes quite a ways before it opens up.
Okay. Well,
Do we have it? Sorry, I was going to ask if we have anybody with dark vision.
so
Actually, the Clark and the goblins say, "Well, yeah, of course we do."
we should let them
You've
go.
already got a fine strike in. Would you like to lead point?
It's normal humans who have normal eyes.
And Dill says, "I want to go first. I want to go first. Is it okay if I go first?" And he kind of runs up here. And,
Always eager to please.
yeah, and Spoink says, "Last one's a rotten egg," and he runs up behind Dill, and then Relish kind of rumbles, and goes up, and Clark says, "Shall I go ahead of you, Empress Amira, or would you like me to be the rear guard?"
Which would be better?
He's
best
apparently
benefit
waiting
would be
on
to-
you guys to tell him.
Mhm. Yeah, I think Clark, you
best
should
thing with
stay
that-
close to Amy. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, all right. Okay, so then Barker and Gallibond says, "Right, we'll be the rear guard." And so we have the 3 goblins first. Then who's immediately behind the goblins? We want Clark behind the
Take
goblins.
up position behind. I'll go behind the goblins.
Okay. And then who's behind Theolis? These guys are going to be in the back. So Tomas and Ripper with you. And then Amy, do you want Clark ahead of you or behind you?
Ahead of me. I need a shield.
Okay. And what about Sildar? Do you want him ahead of you or behind you?
Isn't like Mustard gonna be behind?
Well, yeah, but Sildar has to be in there somewhere. So,
Either or.
okay, well, he'll get behind Mustard, and then Albon and Barker will bring up the rear. All right, so we kind of have that as the marching order. All right, I just wanted to set it out on this map so that as we get to the next map, I can bring you guys in more or less in the correct order. So let me do this. I will copy and go over here and put these guys in, and then I will come back here and get the next 3. And so when I put you guys on the map, okay, yeah, okay, all right. So I guess we'll actually have to have them go in a little bit so that they can be there, and then Tomas, you and all right. So let me move the ribbon over so that you guys can see where we are. Okay.
I would like to make a note. If I could
Yes.
take a note here, I would like to don one of the red cloaks.
Okay. So you have a red
I think
cloak
we have.
on. Yeah, I think you guys have like 4 or 5 of them before you had the 2 from today. So you've got plenty.
We have 7 now.
Okay, you have 7 now. All right. So you walk in and you kind of get. I'm going to continue trying to move people onto this map as we have room. I think we can bring Amy and Mustard on at the moment. You sort of see this area that Mustard. You think this might be the area that Mustard talked about, where he said that it opened up in a chamber, and this tunnel is about 100 feet long. Getting in here before it opens up, and you see this fissure running down the middle. And again, in this area, there are a few. There are a few little features. So let's talk about this. Okay. A cold breeze fills this large natural cavern, carrying with it the faint scent of decaying flesh. A crevasse divides the cavern and is flanked by 2 rough stone columns that support the 20-foot-high ceiling. 2 arched wooden bridges span the chasm.
We look at the ceiling.
Oh, you look up to the ceiling. Yes. And you guys do, in fact, see something shimmering and kind of large attached to the ceiling. Looks like a gelatinous green mass that's kind of hugging the ceiling in that area.
All right.
Would any of you like to make a nature check to see, or what is it? What is it in this edition? Do we have nature? We have nature lore. Yeah. Okay. It's an intelligence check, nature lore, to see if you can tell what kind of creature that might be.
I have Amy. You got a good intelligence, I believe you do. Or you want to try?
I would give Amy disadvantage because of we haven't filtered everybody into this area yet.
Oh, okay.
And the goblins are only going to go so far before you guys tell them where to go.
Right.
They'll kind of get through the tunnel, but then they're sort of dumb. They need to be told what to do.
Right.
Right. And they're not moving, but I would like to put my hand on both their shoulders and kind of hold them there so they don't go running off in any direction as they are wanting to do.
I have
What do you say, Theolis? You want me to roll it? I got a medium.
You can roll it. I don't get any advantage whatsoever on the intelligence checks. It's a 12 with a modifier of 0, so anyone else can roll.
Okay, Tomas. with a 5. Yes, you know that this is a green slime. And a green slime, you got a pretty good roll here, so you know quite a bit about this. You know it cannot be harmed by any attacks except fire and cold. It will dissolve cloth or leather instantly. It will dissolve wood and metal in 6 rounds. And if it comes in contact with flesh, it sticks and it starts to turn the flesh into green slime.
Oh.
So you know that this is a nasty monster, because if it attacks you, it tries to turn you into itself.
It's adorable.
Propagation of the species of slime. All right. No
Yeah.
thanks. Pass.
So
All right.
do you warn your companions about this?
I do.
Okay. So you all hear that description from Tomas. Sounds just like he's reading it out of a book or something.
Okay.
We cross the bridge, then avoid it and give it as much berth as possible.
Okay,
Mhm.
so you tell these guys to go over here. All right, so
Marion's fight.
and I guess Relish will actually go down here, and then he will go here, and then Dill will go over here. So then you guys can go ahead and move to where you want to be, and then I can bring the rest of the tokens from the other map over here once we get enough room. Okay, so cross the bridge and go up there. Tomas and Ripper will follow you. Clark will come over here, and he'll just eye this thing suspiciously. Kind of like he's going to defend from it, and he sort of looks down this hallway, and he gives a sniff, and he says, I smell something this way. And then Mustard will come up here, and then let me see. So we now can have 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 5 more people come on. So let me go back to the other map and see who's left to bring over. Okay, there's only 3 people left to bring over. All right, so we will copy them, and we will bring them over here. And we will put them here. Okay, so and Sildar will be here. All right. So now everybody is on this map, and Clark looks down, and he points this way. He says, "I smell something down here."
You know,
I smell.
I smell bugbear and goblin.
Oh, you think that would be good or bad?
Well, Empress Amy, do you have room for more bugbears in your kingdom? Or shall I bring you their heads to adorn my throne? I'm sorry, Amy, your whatever you said got cut off.
do we need more bugbears?
That's a question for you to answer.
I think it should be a group vote.
Oh, okay. So players, do we want more bugbears or do we think one is enough?
It's up to Amira if she wants to try charm on the opponents. If not, we're going to be in a pretty rough battle if there's 3 bugbears in there.
Yeah, that's what Mustard said. There was 3 bugbears and a goblin.
We can always just come
Yeah.
back and just leave them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it?
But I am going to feed this slime.
Feed the slime. Die. Crazy witch, crazy witch.
And Clark
It looks
says
iron, right?
it will dissolve. It will dissolve, yes, metal and wood and cloth and leather, and it will turn flesh into itself. Turn flesh into more green slime.
We'll feed it iron.
Feed it iron. So, what are you going to give it?
I have like 12 iron spikes. I'm going to give it 2.
You're going to give it 2 iron spikes?
I'm just going to leave them
Okay.
on the ground, like right here.
Okay, just you're going to drop them on the ground there. Okay, all right. When you get up here closer, you see that this thing just kind of begins to quiver a little bit as you get closer. But then when you walk away, it seems to stop quivering.
Aww. You're abusing squishy. You gotta say you're squishy.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to have, it seems to have kind of this proximity sensitivity to it, so that when something gets close to being under it, it's like it quivers like it's going to drop. But then when whatever it is moves further away, it doesn't register. Doesn't, obviously it does. You can't see any eyes, and you don't know how it senses things. Maybe it's movement of the air, or maybe it's the heat of a living being, or something like that it senses. But
It's adorable and I want it.
Do the goblins get the sense of anything down the hallway they're in front of?
If you ask, Relish will turn himself, and he says, "Oh, food." He says, "There's food down there, I think." You better keep it from Dill, or else he'll get fat. He'll eat too much. And Dill says, "I will not." And Splink says, Shut up, both of you."
Okay. I'd like to venture further. Is everybody else okay with that, or do they have a different direction in mind?
Well, I can't pet the slime, so I guess we might as well just venture further. If everyone's good with that.
Okay. The goblins look a little disappointed that they can't go down to where the food is, but okay. So Tomas, are you going to follow after?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll follow Theo. Oh, here, hold on. Oh, I thought I had myself on mute. No, I guess I'm here. I'm going to follow Theolis here. I'm going to stick to the shadows. I'm going to look down here in the ravine. Do I see anything? One thing is there maybe?
Yeah, the ravine is not terribly deep. It's about 10 feet deep. I mean, if you fell, you might hurt yourself.
Mhm.
But there's like maybe a couple of bones down there, and it's like discarded chicken bones, or like the rib bone of something that somebody may have been eating on, like a pork rib or a beef rib or something. It's not like bones of people that have been thrown down there to die. It's pretty
squishy.
dry down at the bottom.
Okay. I'll just go up here and I'll hug the shadows, and I'll just kind of hanging around in here.
Okay, and Ripper will pad up behind you, and he'll kind of get up to this door. He'll kind of sniff in that area there to see what he can sense.
Alrighty.
Okay. Whoops, no. Dadgummit. Come on. There we go. Oh, all right. So then the mustard will move up, and then these guys will move up. Amy, where do you want Clark to go? Do you want him to follow along after those guys, or do you want him to stay there kind of guarding this way in case something goes down?
He can follow along. I don't want him attacking Squishy. We need Squishy.
Well, no, I mean, in case those other bugbears or anything come out, that's what I was.
Oh yeah, we might as well have him guarding there then.
Okay. All right.
They made too much noise when they were yelling at me about feeding the slime.
Okay.
Always
Barker, Elbon, and Sildar, where do we want them to go? Kind of up with the guys, or hang back here to guard this entrance, or what?
We're going to need Mustard to move up soon so that he can tell us where the spike trap is so he can disarm it.
He says, yeah, it's he points beyond the goblins, and he says, actually, it's kind of down that way. You have to go through a couple of secret doors. Actually, not a secret door. You have to go through a door to get that way, to find it. Or no, there is a secret door. And then there's another door that you have to go through. And Relish says, oh, where the food is. And Mustard says, well, yeah, come to think of it, that is where they stored the larder. And Relish says, I knew it. Okay, Tomas, you and Theolis are up here, so I might as well do this. This area is the north end of a large natural cavern, but it's been finished with dressed stone block walls and a flagstone floor. Several barrels are stored against the walls here, along with a number of empty crates, straw for packing, hammers, pry bars, and nails.
Ooh. I want to grab a pry bar. I could add that to my inventory. Maybe a hammer.
You sure can. Yeah, and these are tool. These are tools. These are not weapons with weapon stats. But yeah, you can take them.
Okay. I already have a little hammer, so
okay.
I'll just grab a pry bar. It might come in handy for prying and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So where are we going? And now that you're stepped in there, You don't see any exits from this room other than the one that you came in.
Let's see. Am I allowed to move again? I want to go up
Yeah,
here and
we're
look
not
at
in
this corner.
we're not in combat, so yeah.
Okay. I look in this area here. See if I see anything.
Okay. Let me take a look here at Tomas and see what we have. Okay, so this. Then I'm going to go over here and I am going to do this. Ho ho ho! A natural 1. A natural 1 on the roll, which means that our boy Tomas has detected something. Tomas detects right here a secret door.
Right.
And detecting it, you realize that it's once you see where it is, it's a simple latch that you can lift, and that will unbolt the door, and you can push it open if you wish.
Yeah, see I do.
Okay.
Yeah, let's can I examine it for if it's trapped in any way or excuse me.
Certainly. You let's see. General information on the secret doors. All right. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any traps on it, as you can tell.
Okay. I'll lift the latch.
Okay. So you open it, and it opens into a short little corridor here that's 15 feet long. And since we're revealing as we go, I'm just going to point out to you that right immediately across from you, you see a door that is not a secret door. And at this end of the hall, you also see a door that is not a secret door.
All right. I will quietly make my way back and relay this to Theolis.
Okay. Hey, Theolis,
then,
Tomas has found a secret door.
So, all right, wave the goblins up. We got a job for them.
And oh, and they will eagerly move up. Okay. Yeah, what do you want us to do?
This has found a nice little secret stash. We thought we'd let you guys explore. Remember, if you see any other goblins, they're bad guys. And if you see any other brown pants, just tell them you're running an errand for a bugbear.
Okay, will do. So they run in here, and they go through this door, and then one of them runs in here. And let's see what happens when he runs in there. He's like, oh, and then one of them, Relish, runs down here, and he opens that door, and he goes, ooh. And then Dill is there, and he's going, What? What? What is it? What is it? What is it? And Spoink is going, oh, and Relish is going, ew. And Tomas and Theolis can hear that from where they are. Amy, your goblins have gone exploring. What do you and Mustard and the rest of the crew want to do?
That is a good question that I do not have the answer to. I guess I'm
Okay.
just gonna walk up there and see what they're doing, and then
Okay.
if I can't join in, then like I'm gonna go back and feed the slime.
Okay. So Mustard will go with you. Barker and Albon will come up here. Sildar will take up station here. Actually, Albon will get about here. Actually, Albon will get right here. And then Barker will just sort of go over here. And, in case something comes out of this side, they just kind of. So these 4 guys are just going to sort of stand guard and wait until something happens. So we don't have to keep wondering what to do with them. All right. So Dill is trying to figure out from his buddies what's going on. He finally grabs Spoink and pulls him out of the way. And Theolis, from there, when he does, you can sort of see a little bit around the goblins and into this area. And you can see what looks like racks of weapons line the walls of this chamber, including spears, swords, crossbows, and bolts. A dozen dirty red cloaks hang from hooks by the door.
Oh, nice. No wonder Spoink was all happy and gooey.
Yes. He's like, and Spoink looks at Dill and says, we could probably outfit a whole army with this. And Dill says, no, we need about 100 times more. Empress Amy's going to have like 1,000 people in her army. And Spoink says, 1,000? I don't think I have that many toes. And then Dill just sort of slaps him. He goes, ow!
Okay, so
But Relish is down here, and he kind of backs in there, and he wrinkles his nose, and he's like, ugh.
What can make a goblin sick?
oh, that's what I was wondering.
Well, Thomas, you're a halfling. You'd have enough room, I think, to move by Deal to get in the hallway.
Well, my ultimate
actually,
plan is to-
Dill will push Spoink in and start looking around in here. So he'll open up that.
what?
He'll
That's what I
actually
was
open
hoping
up
to hear,
an
Dick.
area with it. Okay.
And
Okay. So
I would like to
Ripper
start
will-
looking at these.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, there are any number of, well, I'll say up to 10 each of spears, human-sized swords, and we'll say there's like 5 short swords and 5 long swords, and then there's 10 crossbows with 20 bolts each, and then there's 12 cloaks, red cloaks, sufficiently dirty, similar to the dirty cloaks you've seen all these other red cloaks / brown pants wearing.
Is there comparing weapons, the short sword or the bows? Is there anything that's better than what I'm carrying? I have a short bow and
okay. You have a You have a short bow. I need to look in this edition. I need to look at the rules for the halfling, because in some editions there are restrictions because of size on what weapons halflings can use. So let's take a look and see what weapons they're able to use. All right, so halfling. Come on.
Does Mustard already have a cloak?
Yeah, Mustard already has a cloak.
Can I have one of the cloaks and feed it to the slime?
Sure, you can. Yeah, somebody will bring it out to you. Okay. Okay. Any small melee weapon. So you would not be able to use a longsword, but you would be able to use a short sword. You can use a short bow, and you can use a light crossbow. So yes, we'll say that at least one of these well, let's just say that all these crossbows are light crossbows, because these guys aren't terribly wealthy. Heavy crossbows cost a lot of coin. So yeah, you could take a crossbow, which is in this edition a crossbow is equipment. I actually think it winds up being exactly the same damage, but the range may be a little bit different. Yes. The range is 60, 120, 180, and your short bow, the range is 50, 100, 150. So you would gain a little bit more range, but it still does 1d6 damage.
Right. Yeah.
So
I'm okay.
Okay. All right. So you'll
Sorry,
just stick with what you have.
Yeah, I just wanted to compare it just to see if there's anything that I could upgrade to, is all. You know, if there's anything unusual or anything with marks on them, or
nah.
Okay.
These are here, but for other people that don't have a ranged weapon, there's some crossbows in here. All right, so yes, Mustard is going to come up here. So Tomas, what are you going to do now?
Let's we'll follow. We'll ask. Who's this here? Is
Relish?
that Dill?
Relish? Yeah. No, that's Relish.
Relish?
Yeah, you can't see his name tag because it's hidden in the darkness, but.
Okay. So I tap him on the shoulder, say, "What's so bad in this next room, on to the south of us?"
And it's like, it's like a crypt, but it's like they're not done dying yet. It smells awful.
Interesting way to put it.
Right. I lean back and say, we might have zombies in the next room down here. Do we want to engage? I'm sorry you dropped out.
Didn't he say there was like a jail?
You asked Mustard, and Mustard says, yeah, there's an old crypt, but nobody goes into it. And actually, if you go into that room, you should be able to get into the prison and not have to go by the trap. But there are some sarcophagi in there. I've never touched them, and the boss has always said never touch those. So it does smell kind of bad in there, but we go through there on a regular basis, holding our nose if we have to. But
all right. I think we should go through your, because we're trying to get to the jail cell. Or are we trying to find this glass stuff? Study. Where's the study at?
If we know the way to the, sorry, I was going to say, if we know the way to the jail, enemy of my enemy could be beneficial, but
Mustard says, well, the way I know how to get to the the Glassstaff's office is you go over that bridge where Barker is, and you go down that corridor and around through his main audience chamber, and then you get to his quarters that way. I guess it's his laboratory, actually, but that's where it's where he has audience with those of us. Usually when he's angry, and sometimes people don't come out with everything they went in with. The boss is not the kindest person.
I guess we should.
We came here for what? Yeah, you can try. I have a feeling that's probably it's worth a try. I guess I don't know. Well, we came here for glass stuff. We should probably go get them.
Spoink and ask them to bring me one of the light crossbows, please. I store it away for now.
Okay, yeah, he will gladly bring you one. Dill will glumly walk out. Relish will happily leave that behind and close the door, and kind of, just sort of rub at his nose like, ugh, trying to get the smell off. Okay, so you guys are gonna tell the rest of your folks what you found, or
Absolutely.
what you learned. Okay. So do we want Clark and Sildar to move up and be part of this?
Sure.
Okay. They will. Albon will come down here. And Barker will sort of get out of the way over here. So I'll say that you have enough room to sort of squeeze by Barker.
Well, hold up. We got to let Ripper catch up with Thomas. He's not going to let him get that far away.
Okay, yeah. Ripper is right there. Okay. Tomas, as you get up here, you can sort of see. Whoops. That's not. I don't know why it does that. It likes to do that. You can see where this kind of goes in here, and there are stairs going down.
Alrighty. I want to send this guy up to here.
All right. You're going to follow him, or are you going to have Albon follow?
I'll follow.
Okay, and Ripper will come behind you. Albon will come over here. Sildar will come up. Clark will come up here. And then Clark will wait to see what Amy wants him to do. Theolis.
Just wanted to double check. The 3 goblins have short swords. Can they carry the light crossbow as well, or is it best just to leave it with the short swords they have?
They have short swords and they have short bows.
Okay, so they're already outfitted. Cool.
Yep.
Okay,
So
Mustard back to
Amy.
Mustard back to Amy, and then I'll keep the goblins with me, and we can move forward as everybody can.
Okay. They will come over here. All right. So we're back to you, Tomas. Are we going to send Barker forward?
We'll send Barker up.
Okay. So, oh gosh. Stupid tool. Why do you do this? You click on the tool that says reveal and it wants to obscure things. So we go down, and then just for clarification, there appears to be a door here and a door here. As he goes down that way. Okay. Then you guys can move up or have your NPCs move up as you wish from there.
We might want to have Mustard closer to the front so he can advise people as to what's in what direction.
Okay. Well,
Or at least as from Albon, next to Albon, he'd be able to tell, or next to Sildar, he should be able to give direction up the chain.
okay, he'll look at Amy, make sure that Amy's okay with him going forward. Okay, all right. So he'll get it up there, and then he'll pass the word up. Yeah, down at the bottom of the stairs, if you go to the right, that'll take you in toward the glass staff. If you go to the left, that's kind of the common area where we all sort of meet and eat in there. So if it's getting close to breakfast time, there may be people in there.
What time of day is it?
Well, it was early morning, kind of pre-dawn when you were sneaking around out in the woods. So it's probably been close to real time that you have been poking around. So maybe it's an hour later. So it's probably getting close towards sunrise now.
Let's see. Let me look here. I may have an idea of what we can do. Okay. All right. I have in my inventory 12 iron spikes and a small hammer. I would like to, if I can get by or hand it to Barker here, let's
you
like
can
to spike.
You can sneak by.
Spike that door. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you want to spike that door and try to keep it closed. All right. How quietly are you going to try to do this? Because you've heard that right behind you, the door on the opposite side leads kind of into the area where the glass staff is. So if you start making a bunch of noise, he might hear you. And then if there are people in that room and you start trying to spike the door, then they would certainly hear if you're banging spikes, trying to drive spikes down at the floor or in the edges of the door to block it.
You have a point there. I would like to listen to this door first.
Listen to the door. Okay, and now I'm going to go here and I'm going to see what you have. Okay, no. Okay. Oh, that's right, because you have a halfling ability. So we will go over here. We'll roll. Oh, whoops, not on this one. Because, oh my goodness. A 2 for your 2 out of 6 awareness. Yes, you hear the soft sound of human voices behind this door. Several of them. So there are apparently people in there. And they are talking, but they're talking at a normal volume, not like they're not like trying to be quiet, and they're not talking loudly. And in fact, somebody apparently says something funny, and you hear a couple of people chuckle.
Ooh, Brady. All right, I pass this to Barker and have him tell people that there are people in the break room, lunchroom, whatever.
Okay.
And then I'll wait for anybody else to have a turn because eventually I would like to check this door to the north as well.
Okay. All right. So you guys can do what you will with that knowledge. Tomas is going to listen to the door opposite, and it's deathly quiet. You can't hear anything that way.
All right.
I'd say we charge the door to the north and all fall into the room as best we can, as quickly as we can.
Charge noisily or charge as quietly as possible?
It depends. If Thomas finds somebody in the room, then we have to be quick and noisy because cover's blown. If it's empty,
Okay.
then we can do it quietly.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So Tomas, let me take a look here and see something here. Okay.
Now, that's my suggestion. I'm not saying that's what needs to happen. It's just
Right.
Right.
Okay. You haven't heard anything from that door, and I just was looking to see here, and there's, yeah. From what you can tell, it doesn't look like this door has a locking mechanism on it. So, it might be barred from the other side, but there would be no way to tell that without trying the door.
Okay. Is there any way to bar this door to the south there?
Nope.
Is it
Not from this side.
from this side? Okay.
You had an idea of trying to, use your iron spikes to keep it from being able to open, but you hear people on the other side, and you know that they would hear you if you tried to do that. That would immediately raise an alarm.
Exactly. Okay. All right. So I turn to Barker and say, "Well, I would like to open this door to the north and peek in to see what I can see. And if all hell breaks loose, I would like you to grab or stand in front of this door and try to hold the knob, or if there's a knob, or just keep it from being open from the south. Because if it works out that we go into battle, as long as you can hold this door, we should be all right."
Okay. He says, all right. And so you try the door.
I open it and just a little bit.
All right. Oh gosh. Stupid thing. Did it again. Okay, you open this door. And as you open the door, the sound of faint bubbling comes to your ears. And you also smell kind of a weird acrid aroma. This room appears to be a wizard's workshop. A rat scurries across the floor and takes refuge under a large work table set up with alembics, retorts, distillation coils, and other alchemical devices, all of it stewing and bubbling away. Bookshelves are crowded with sheaves of parchment and strange-looking tomes.
All right.
Interesting.
In the room here.
But other than the rat, which is a normal-sized rat, it's not a giant rat or anything, it appears to be empty.
Okay. I'll roll in and I'll get this table here, see what I can see, and then
Okay.
somebody else wants to come in, they can, and I guess roll on up.
Yeah, well, what you can see, of course, is you can see the table that has all of these alchemical devices on it, and they are all kind of working. So they are kind of in process. Something is going on there, but other than the rat, there don't appear to be. There's no people or creatures in here that you can tell.
So there wouldn't be anything I would recognize. Let's see what do I have. Oh, I have alchemy as far as one of my skills.
Oh, you have alchemy. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Ripper will come in, and Ripper will go, and his tail starts to get stiff, and he looks for that rat, and the rat darts under something, and he'll run over. He'll try to start putting a paw up underneath. And Mustard says, "Yeah, that's the boss's workshop."
Okay, so we're getting close.
And
the NPCs take up positions in corners.
Did you roll? Okay, did you roll alchemy? Okay, so there you want them in the corners of the room.
Yeah, that way Amira can go in as a witch. She would also be able to divine something of what's going on.
Okay, so Theolis, you guys are back. What do you want Clark and the goblins to do? Are they gonna move up behind Amy, or are you gonna move up behind Amy? How are we gonna handle that with these guys?
And Amy, I think for the moment we'll just have Clark follow behind me to there, and then the goblins will be following in behind Clark. That way, if we need, they'll be able to take care of the room to the south.
Okay.
I advise Amy to, when she's ready, if she would like to go ahead and investigate the room to the north.
Okay.
Isn't this the north? Or am I going crazy?
And you're going into the room where everybody else went.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh, whoops. Okay. Actually.
Okay. That was not to be seen. Okay.
Don't pay any attention.
Oh, there was.
Don't
do not look behind the cloak. That was a big rat.
Okay.
Okay, not a problem. Yeah, I'll take the position to hold the doorknob in case. Now, can I tell if the hinges are made so that the door opens inward or out towards me?
The door would open in to the room to the south.
Okay. All right. So I just hold on to the doorknob so that if anybody tries to open the door, that it alarms me and lets me know they're trying to pull against me.
Okay. All right. All right. So we're gonna do that. All right. So that's Theolis. Amy, you walked in. Tomas, you were in. Tomas, you have an 11 on your alchemy. Okay, let me verify what your alchemy skill prior to the ability to recognize, identify common alchemical substances, potions, poisons. Okay, and all right. So, what you notice in here is that there's a few sheafs of paper out that would make sense to you as someone that knows alchemy, and with your score, you realize that the wizard here is trying to find the correct formula to brew a potion of invisibility. Or in fact, potions of invisibility. But you can tell from some of the notes that he hasn't hit on it so far. So perhaps part of the plan of these Redbrands is to make themselves be able to be invisible when they go doing their nefarious deeds.
Mm-hmm.
If their boss can find a way to make them invisible. And Amy, you would concur with that once Tomas kind of points that out. You realize, oh yeah, you remember in witch school when they were telling you about different kinds of components that you need for various spells. Yep,
Yes,
checks out.
witches.
Those would be things that that you would use to try try to make yourself invisible. But there's like very delicate balance of the put the right ratio of different components together. If you put them in the right order, it's a potion of invisibility. If you put them in the wrong order, it's a tuna fish casserole. It's sort of.
Well, at least I won't go hungry.
Yeah, so it's like except it's a poison tuna fish casserole. So I mean, it looks like a tuna fish casserole, smells like a tuna fish casserole, but you eat it and you keel over.
Can I tell whether or not he has the ingredients?
Pardon?
Can I tell whether or not he has the right ingredients?
Make an intelligence check, unless you have alchemy and do that. Ooh, okay. No, you can't tell. They look right, but you can tell from his notes that he's the best guess is he does not hit on the right ratio yet.
Okay, so we're stealing these.
Okay.
No objections?
What are you stealing?
Pack it in your hat.
It's going right in my hat.
Anything that's not dialed down.
The sheafs of the notes?
The notes and some of the ingredients. We're going to take one of the bottles too.
He's going to make us some tuna fish casserole.
All right. Okay, yeah, if there's any ingredients here, I guess we can try to. It's a pretty big table. I don't know. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, we need to take our break, but the last thing that's going to happen before our break, Theolis, is that well, hang on a second. I'm going to roll something for you.
Okay.
Nope. Okay. You don't have any warning about this. The last thing that happens, Theolis, is that somebody pulls real hard on that door like they're trying to open it, but make me a strength check and see if you can hold it. Hold it close. Actually, you make a strength check and they are going to make a strength check, and whoever gets the lowest will win. Oh, nice. You easily. He made his strength check, but didn't beat his by the same amount that Theolis beat his. So they try to pull on it, but you hold it tight, and then you hear, "Damn it, it's blocked." from the other side, and you hear several voices, shit. And then a voice says, break it down. And that's where we will stop for our break. I have 10 till the top of the hour. So let's go ahead and let's just take 10 minutes, and we'll come back at the top of the hour, and we will try to at least get the first round of this combat done before we end for the evening. And at the end of the session, we'll need to talk about next week, since next week is the weekend between Christmas and New Year's. So let's go ahead and put the music on. Those of you who are joining us, watching, thank you very much for being here. Okay, let's go ahead and I will go back to and then I'll mute myself. And yeah, the chat is kind of active tonight, so if you guys are on the Twitch, you can interact with them. Okay, everybody. We still have a couple of minutes on break. There's great news and there's some bad news. The great news is we have a really interactive chat tonight. The bad news is that I was working on some things right up until game time, and I forgot to do what I normally do, is to put my phone on and set it next to my computer so I can monitor what's going on chat without having to turn around and look at the other computer. And so for Monkey Madness, yes, we will go ahead and we will make an NPC. We will change an NPC's name. And I believe we wanted it to be Breadhead. Okay, yes. Yeah, that's why I didn't see it. Yeah, so we will find out who Breadhead is when we resume the combat. I like that. I think that's pretty hilarious. Thank you so much for using the... Okay, and since you had to do that twice, why don't you tell me, is there another name you would like? And I'll change a name of another NPC for you as well. Oh, okay. Monkey Madness, did you put it under the same name, Monkey Madness? Is that your name over on Roll20? If it's not, then you can send a PM to me over on Roll20. Let me just make sure what my name shows up as. Actually, Goonie was trying to send me something. Goonie, did you finally figure out? Can you tell Monkey Madness what the name was that finally worked for you to send something? I think it's just DM Gallibond is what I show up as on DM space Gallibond is what I show up as on Roll20. And that may be why. That may be why Goonie was having trouble with it, is because I put a space in there. Oh, Garfield. Okay. Okay, so let me look. After the session, Garfield, or Monkey Madness, I'll look for anything from Garfield and then try to get back to you on that. Let's see. So did we have another name we wanted to use for an NPC? I'll go ahead and stop the music now since we're back at time. But we will continue with this until we resolve the issue of the other NPC name. Dunderhead, or Danish. Okay, so Danish. Breadhead and Danish.
The bakery.
Yeah, okay. Let's make this guy Danish. Okay. So Danish. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. See, this is why I normally put the phone over here, because then it's real easy to see when something pops up on the chat. All right. So getting back to Theolis. Oh, Goonie, did you use points, or are you just trying to give Monkey ideas? Okay, I think she was just trying to give Monkey ideas. So Theolis, the door pulls, but you hold it, and then you hear voices inside. Damn it, it's blocked. And then another voice says, "Break it down."
Metals upon us. And I just grip as tight as I can. That was for Clark.
Okay. Yeah, you cut off a little bit, but I think you called him. You called him down, and
Yes.
the goblins.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Alrighty then. Well, hey everybody. Theolis just yelled. There's apparently something is happening on the other side of that other door out in the hall, which probably means that it is time for us to go ahead and roll some initiative. And we are going to see whether your enemies get to go or whether you all get to go first. So, one of you guys can take the initiative for the party, and Danish will take the initiative for the enemies. So let's see. He's going to go ahead and roll this. Ooh, man, 6.
No, one of you guys go ahead. I rolled last time, so.
My hands are taken up with the door, so it's on Amira.
So,
Oh,
Amy, Amira,
Not it.
Amira, go ahead.
I was really about to shout, not it.
Hmm.
3. Okay. Amira will get a 3 for the party. All right, and we will once again get out our we'll get out our order of combat. Okay, and we'll show it to the players over here. So, what happens is, well, these guys don't need to make morale checks, at least not yet, because their bosses driving things. They are going to move, and so these two guys will move up, and this guy will get into position, and these guys will sort of all take up positions strategically. They have no ranged weapons with which to attack you. And yeah, they have no ranged weapons with which to attack you. So there's no spells they want to do against the door. And that means a melee attack. So, this guy, oh yeah, he's just going to whack at the door. And that door doesn't have a great armor class. It's a wooden door. Oh, armor class -6, 6 points. So yeah, a big crack, a big splinter, breaks at near the top of the door, Theolis, and you can see sort of this spiked, one of the spikes of a head of a morning star on the, poking through that crack. So somebody with a morning star just whacked the heck out of that door and did quite a bit of damage to it. Didn't break it all the way through, but they are trying to come through. So that is. Oh, and then I guess the other one can take a whack as well. So let's see if he hits anything. Oh, yeah. Oh, 16 points. Okay. The door just breaks apart between those two Morningstar hits. And what you see on the other side, no. What you see on the other side is you see a room. And in the room, dang it, you don't see this guy. Is he still there? And in the room, you see that to the far side, there is a door that is opened. And through this open door, you see a corridor. And you see across the corridor, there is another door that is opened into what looks like a room that has recently been vacated. And there's a couple of people in red cloaks that are running out of this room and kind of up a hallway. Maybe like one of those hallways that you guys passed on your way over here. So there may be some of your enemies might be trying to come around. But staring you in the face, Theolis, is one bugbear right in front of the door and another bugbear next to him that just, hit the door with that second morning star and busted it wide open. So that's what you see at the moment. That will end the enemy's turn. And now it is your turn. So, PCs, movement. What would you guys like to do in terms of movement? And you guys, I'll remind you that in this edition, there's no opportunity attacks. So there's no penalty for moving away from a threatened square.
Yeah, if the door shattered and I got two bugbears in my face, I need to take a step back.
Okay. So you can step one or more steps back, keeping in mind that if you are there, you are blocking the doorway, and nobody with spells or ranged weapons can use the doorway for spells or ranged weapons.
Well, okay. I don't want to give the bugbears too much leeway to come out of the room,
Okay.
but I got to give everybody else the opportunity to use their ability. So
Okay.
I'll move to there, but
yeah, okay. And you've got a couple of other people. So let's take care of the PCs first, and then I'll have you guys deploy the NPCs. So Amy, you remember Tomas is short, so you can see over him. Do you want to move? Do you want to stay there? Do you want to move to the side or back to the far wall, or what do you want to do?
I'm just gonna do what my natural reaction would be, which is to look up, say "oh," and then go back to stealing.
Okay, all right. Tomas, there is an open door in front of you across the hall, a destroyed door, and an angry-looking bugbear named Danish on the other side.
So, Yeah, let's see. They're probably going to come charging into here. Let's probably get in position here. I'm going to probably just move, if I could, up to here behind the table.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, wait, are we moving?
This is 3-dimensional. Yeah, this is movement. This is 3-dimensional. The table has legs, so you could move there, or technically as a halfling, you could probably move even under the table, and still kind of, be able to train a crossbow on the door, if anything. If you have line of sight to anything. Let's see if you have line of sight. Yeah, you can get through the door and hit the edge of his square. So you could get there and try to hit him if you wanted to with a bow from under the table.
Good.
Okay, that's the PCs. Now, how do you guys want to deploy your NPCs? Tomas, we'll go in reverse order. What about Ripper? What's Ripper going to do?
He is going to come underneath the table with me, and then
Okay.
be ready for a charge. And,
Okay, so
and a command, and I'll say, "Go get him!" Yep.
Okay. Amy, what do you want Mustard and the others to do?
Well, my main goal was to get another bugbear, so if I always want to at least try to get more bugbears on my team first.
Okay. So you're just going to have Mustard stay out of the way, so you have a clear line of sight, and you don't want Clark to get in the way, so you have a.
I'm gonna yell at Clark to talk to them.
Oh, okay.
I'm
All right.
Stuffing stuff in my bag.
Okay. All right. Then Theolis, for the rest of the NPCs, what would you like them to do? We'll just presume
basically hold position. Yeah, the goblins will be coming up to try to help out Clark, but let's see. Sildar would be right beside Amy, so that if whatever she's planning fails, he'll basically politely grab her by the shoulder and pull her out of the way to get between her and whatever threat might come through.
Also, if something tries to come through that door, he can be a first line of defense there.
I like how you planned my plan failing.
Okay, Albon and Barker, are you going to hold station where they are, or you want them to move around somewhere? Okay, all right. And then it's ranged weapon time. So, Tomas, you have a ranged weapon. You have a Danish in the way as a target.
Mm-hmm.
So, would you like to target, or did Amy yell out to allow diplomacy to where I think she did yell out for Clark to talk to him. So do you want to shoot first, or do you want to let Clark see if diplomacy will work? Actually, we should try diplomacy first on movement. So Clark will say, "Oh, brothers, you are fighting for the wrong side. You should come and join me, and I am going to be king of Cragmaw Castle. You can be part of my court. The Empress, may she live forever, will see that our rule will spread." And I would like whoever wants to, whoever thinks they have a good score can roll a charisma score, and we will let that count for Clark's charisma score. See if he can try to persuade the bugbears.
I'm pretty sure I have the worst charisma score, so I'm not touching it.
Mine's 14. Oh no.
They Danish looks at Clark. He kind of spits on the floor, and he says, "Pah! Cragmaw Castle is a heap of smoldering stones. We will crush you and all who are with you." So, Tomas, diplomacy apparently didn't work. Now, ranged attacks. Would you like to attack?
Sure.
Okay. So go ahead and make your bow attack. Armor class 8. Armor
twice.
class 8. Yeah, that's okay. Armor class 8 is not going to hit. So it slams into the door jamb. And then Danish looks at it. And he's angry about that. Next we have, after ranged weapons, we have spells. Amy, are there any spells you would like to try at this moment?
I do not know what the glass staff is going to do. I want to save my spells until we're like in a pinch.
Okay. All right. And then melee. Okay. The only person that is, yeah, well, actually, that's a hard corner, so he can't attack around a hard corner. So Clark, well, okay, Clark can attack, but I'm going to give him a minus. I'm going to give him -4 to try to attack around the corner with a Morning Star. So, armor class 3. So that would mean hitting an armor class 7, which doesn't quite hit. He takes a chunk out of the door jamb. And masonry falls. All right. That is it for the first round. So, yeah, we still have a little bit of time. So let's try to go for a second round. I believe now, Theolis, you are up so you can roll initiative for the party, and we will let Danish roll.
Okay.
And see what he gets. Let Danish roll. Okay, I see what we did there. Good job, chat room. And great job, Theolis. So Theolis gets a 7 for the party. All right. Let us put that in descending order. And Theolis, you won the initiative, so I'm going to let you have the honors. What would you like to do for your movement?
Okay. Yeah. She doesn't want to use spells, so I'll go ahead and move into place. Basically, tell the brown pants bugbear across the hall he's a two-face inbred, blah, 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 yakety schmackety.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now remember, if you're there, you won't get to attack melee.
Bow. On this round, but once the bugbear comes into the hallway,
yeah, okay.
Both me and Clark would have the opportunity to fight.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. I see where we're going. Tomas, what would you like to do for movement?
I'm gonna stay right where I'm at.
Okay, Ripper gonna do anything, or is he gonna stay put for now too?
He's gonna stay put. No, there's just not enough room to do anything here. So if they come flying into the room, we'll. Yeah.
Amy, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna ask, does anyone think that if I put this corked bottle in my purse, will it spill?
Sildar looks at you and just raises an eyebrow, and he doesn't say anything. And Mustard just kind of looks at you and his eyes are wide, like, okay, I can't believe she's thinking about stuff like that at a time like this.
This is witch stuff. None of you. Why is none of you guys think not? Why are none of you guys not thinking about this? Like,
Okay.
it can be useful in the future.
All right. So now, how are we? Is Clark gonna hold Theolis, or so that both of you can whack this guy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then, no ranged weapons. I presume we're still holding spells. Melee. Clark's gonna try again. And see if he can. Ooh, 2 and 4 is 6. Oh, not quite enough. Just barely missed, but takes another
He's
chunk
wanting
out
a
of
piece of that.
Yeah, it takes another chunk out of the door jam. And then we go to the enemies. Okay, so morale. Nobody has gone down, so they are still here, and then this will be, okay, we're going to say that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and then 40. All right, and they can actually move 120 since they're not going to be able to attack, so they get a full round of movement. So they will come up. 2 of them will come up here and get behind the goblins, and 2 of them will run past this way and will disappear in here. Okay. All right. So that's movement, and then Danish will indeed. He will step forward. Droop will step forward. These guys will step forward. Yes, and Breadhead is one of the guys that ran over here. And ranged weapons. Well, they don't have any ranged weapons, at least none that they can use because of all the congestion in the corridor. And then spells. Okay. Hey, guess what? You remember that token that you all haven't seen yet? That token, boop, finally appears. And as it does, there is a spell being cast. And let's see, the okay, the spell has a target. Ooh, that's really nice. That's really nice. But he can. Okay. He twiddles his fingers, and Theolis, Amy, Tomas, and Sildar, all 4 of you need to make a saving throw against spells.
Is this the rod staff one?
This is Glassstaff casting a spell.
Oh, I think rod.
The saving throw.
Rod staff spells. Yes, rod staff spells.
He has an actual staff, is what you're saying.
Theolis fails. Amy fails. Tomas fails. Let's see about Sildar. Where is Sildar? Come on, Sildar. I thought I had you out here somewhere. Well, shoot. Apparently I didn't. So I gotta get Sildar out. Come on. There we go. Then rod, staff, spells. Four saves, 4 fails. All right. So, Tomas. I'm really, really sorry, buddy. But Tomas, all your muscles freeze up. You cannot move. Amy, all your muscles freeze up. You cannot move. Theolis, all your muscles free up. You cannot move. And Sildar, all of his muscles freeze up. He cannot move. You guys have just experienced the wrong side of the original edition version of the Hold Person spell, which will do up to 4 people, and it keeps you immobilized for 90 minutes.
I'm mid-theft, though.
Yeah. For the next hour and a half, you're got your hand on whatever you're trying to put in the bag, and you're just kind of there.
I hope I got all the important stuff already. I think I already put it in my bag.
Since the spell's focus, the bugbear in front of me is unaffected.
Correct. It's
crap.
up to four humanoids that he can choose within 120 feet of him.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, this is one of those. Okay. Yeah, and then the paralysis may only be removed by the reversed form of the spell or by a dispel magic spell. Gosh, it's not even. You don't even get saving throws in this edition to get out of this. That's why we said before, this edition of D&D is kind of brutal. All right, that's spells. Now melee. Danish looks at you and smiles, but he has bigger fish to fry, and so he is going to attack Clark. He's just kind of going to enjoy letting you watch him do this. Hits an armor class 8, which will miss Clark. Core can't attack. These guys can't attack. This guy used all of his movement, so he can't attack. That's all they can do. So,
Dill and you said he used all his movement, so he couldn't attack.
Yep. All right. Well, that is the end of the round, and it is 10:31. So that is the end of our session. So we are going to leave this here. What a cliffhanger. And next time, I think what I'm going to do next time is I'm actually going to turn over control of the NPC tokens to you guys, and you guys can play out the battle with the NPC tokens that are able to move, including Ripper and whatnot. And so instead of having to tell me what you want them to do, you can actually have them do whatever you want them to do. And that way we'll do that. And I'll just give all of you control of those tokens. So we can play out the battle that way. Since the main PCs are held. Now, like I said at the beginning of the night, we did have one person who reached out in the week, and they joined the Discord. And I thought they were going to try to join us tonight, but they didn't do so. If they do decide to join during the week, then they might be here, and we'll try to figure out how to work them into this map next week. And speaking of next week, that is going to be the 26th of December. So, with the three of you being Steady Eddie players, how many of you are not available next Saturday because of holiday plans? You either have family coming in, or you will be visiting other people, or what? So, Shaun, Amira, Travis, any of you not available?
Yeah, I won't be available next week.
Okay, so Shaun, you will be out. Amy, Travis, either of you going to be out next week? Because if
If
two of
anyone,
you are out, there is
I
absolutely no reason to play next week if two out of the three of you are out.
would be available, but at the same time, we have to take into account whether or not you would be available. It is the holidays, and you may have your own plans that you would like to attend to.
Well, yes. If trust me, if I had plans, we would just cancel the session. And
Okay. Well, that's I think
yeah.
you're.
No, that's.
I think you're a very considerate DM, so I'm just making sure we're being considerate of you.
Oh well, I appreciate that. I
a
appreciate
very kind voice in our heads.
that. Except when I hit all of you with hold person spells. Yes. Okay. So I'll play it by ear. That the people that have expressed an interest, I am going to give them a deadline of Wednesday to tell me if they are able to play next week. If we have a new person that wants to join and wants to start and wants to play as early as next week, we can potentially have 3 players then, I think, because Amy, I didn't hear anything from you unless I missed something. Are you not going to be available on Saturday?
If anyone visits me, unless they have a gift, I will shoo them away.
Okay, all right.
They do first, and then I will shoo them because that's just polite.
Okay, all right. So if we have any new people join us, we'll go ahead and try to have a session next week. But I'm going to make people commit to that by Wednesday, and so that we can get a final head count, and then I'll just swing back with Amy or with Amira and with Travis, make sure their plans haven't changed. And if they are one of them is unavailable and nobody else has committed to the game, then we will scrub. But we'll be able to tell that midweek next week and not wait until the day of and have people wondering. All right. Having said that, since we will not see you on this session before next Saturday, for all of those of you who have been in the chat, please have a very Merry Christmas if you celebrate. If you don't, I hope you have a wonderful and safe holiday season. If we don't come back next week, then I'll also extend wishes for a Happy New Year. So we'll just hedge our bets on that. There is not, for those of you that sometimes watch other games, there is not going to be a game on Thursday night because that is Christmas Eve. And we'll probably try to have a game on New Year's Eve, depending. The players did not want to miss 2 weeks in a row, and with this being 2020 and being weird, people don't really have plans to be doing things on New Year's Eve, other than perhaps watching TV stuff. So sounds like the players want to try to play next on New Year's Eve. And then tomorrow we will have our Sunday game like normal, and I will be querying the players in the Sunday game about next weekend as well. So don't know anything about next weekend for Sunday. But next time I will be on is tomorrow with the Walker of Waterdeep, and then Monday I think we'll be back to a normal live schedule. Had something come up this past Monday where it had to go straight to YouTube. So we'll have a Monster Monday. And that should do it. Tomas, Amira, Theolis, or I should say Shaun and Travis and Amira. Anything going on that you want the viewers to know about on other social media channels that where people can find you between now and next Saturday?
Christmas. Send me presents. I don't know how because I'm not giving out my address, but send me presents.
Okay. Well, if you friend people on Roll20, and so you guys can see on the screen, Amy's player tag is Amira. You can send things to people through Roll20. So if you want to gift Amira something through Roll20, you can do that. And that is nice and anonymous through that way. Although, Amira, you will see who sent it to you, so you can thank them. But Shaun, Travis, anything from you guys?
Oh, pretty quiet.
Okie dokie.
No. Good. Thank you.
Well then, you
I'm
guys have
entirely joking.
you guys have a wonderful week. All right, and Monkey, it sounds like we have at least one person, Monkey, that would like to join us. So we'll see about getting him in the game. I think he sent a message to Roll20 already, so I will square up with him after the game. And everybody else, have a wonderful, wonderful week. And once again, if you celebrate, have a Merry, Merry Christmas. And we will talk to you all next time that we play The Lost Mine of Original D&D. Good night, everybody.